Yo, yo, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I had to come in with a little music this time, make it a little groovy. So today, I'll be talking about the spirit a little bit. Uh, I'll be breaking down the tree of life. So, so a lot of people get confused in what the spirit is and soul. So the soul is your individual, like self, and the spirit is multiple. When you came down into the earth, you were individual into this body, your vessel. Um, so each circle in the tree of life, they're called sephiroths, um, and each one has a planet, and each one resembles something different. And all this is different states of your consciousness, awareness. So we descended down into the earth, and now we have to go back into the absolute, which is the one, the all. Um, the Kabbalah call it Malkuth, which is the earth, our Mother Earth, um, the All Mother, and this is where form structures, material, elements, and stuff like that. Um, and as you go up the tree, I'll show you here. This is Malkuth. It's the only one that doesn't have one that crosses. Um, the next one's called Yasad, which is the moon. That would be your dreams and your imagination and the astral. So these three, each of them you'll see have a three triangle. You see, and they each represent something different. So the first set of triangle right here would be the astral. This is the moon, Yasad. And each one of these lines are different pathways that you can take, and all pathways lead to the absolute. So there's the left pathway, which is the severity, and then there's the right pathway, which is mercy, and then we have the middle pathway, which is the equilibrium of them both. Uh, so as we move on from the moon, Yasad, imagination, the astro, or your light body and stuff, your imagination, your astral light. You go into Had, which is Mercury. Um, this is learning your intellect, mathematics, language, symbols. You know how you think. It also has to do with magic, they say. And this is also in the astral. And then we go over here, and this is Nisek, uh, Venus. It's for emotions. Um, so on the left side of severity, left brain, or whatever you want to call it, um, is the light, the mind. Your mind is the light. Your mind is what brings the light, how you see with these two eyes. Um, and then the right would be mercy, your soul and life. So we move up from these triangles and go here. This is Tepher, Tephiroth. I believe I'm saying that right. Tephiroth. It's beauty, sacrifice, and redemption. This is the sun. All of them are connected to the sun. Okay. And I'll try to put images up later so y'all can see better. I'm just giving y'all an example of what everything is so y'all have an idea of how the spirit and consciousness These are not the same thing. These are just the consciousness, states of consciousness are your awareness. The spirit is a space within a space, and your spirit creates anything it wants. It's infinite. Your mind just puts limitations on stuff from how you grew up being programmed and believing. So yeah, your belief is, what you see and what's reality to you. Then we have Jibra, which is Mars. Anger and passion it represents. Each Sephiroth, which is the circles, uh, represent a positive and a negative. And that doesn't necessarily mean like good or bad or anything like that. It could be, but it's more on the lines of like a plug in the power and then the plug in. You need both forces for it to function. Then we go over here, which is chest. This is Jupiter, which is kindness, nurturing, abundance, and growth. And then this one's real interesting. We go right here, and there's an invisible circle called Dath. And this circle is supposed to be the form of knowledge before you get into the higher realm, the third heaven. Because there's three heavens. We're in the lowest one. Some people would call it hell. Your lower chakras, the demonic chakras, are daemons, which just means spiritual beings. It just got reworded over time as time went by. And then, you go in your higher chakras, and then will be the angelic ones. And these are all just titles that our spirit tries to make sense of. Okay? And then we go up to the Chakma, which is where all the zodiacs were created. How we portray to other people, how we look to other people, how we act, pretty much the way of our living styles and stuff like that. You can, and I'll be talking more about this. It has to go into astrology and like how your sign and elements correlate with the planets and the life cycles and stuff like that. And we go to Bina, which is Saturn, limitation, keeping things contained, like your responsibilities, stuff of that matter. And then we go to Kether, which is the top circle. This is the crown head. This is the absolute, the oneness who created all these. And this, the left side, the severity side, would be this side would be the form, and this side would be the force. Like I was saying, how the negative and positive, one needs force to become a form, and nothing really becomes into an actual form and materialization until it gets to Malkuth, which is the earth. So it has to polarize through all these different states of awarenesses to form a material. And that has to go through the astral light to get to manifest in the earth. So your imaginations, your thoughts, and all that, you have to be careful what you think and what you say because you are manifesting from here without even realizing it. So, yeah, be careful what you think and you say. Your thoughts form your reality on the 3D, on Malkuth, the earth. I need to get a better camera. I feel like I'm not looking at y'all right. So there's some three lines that looks kind of like a rainbow that goes above Kether, and they call it the Unmanifest. This is where you're at before you come into the manifest, which is Kether, which is the mother and the father in one. And then it starts breaking down into polarizings and dualities uh, to form and force, to make a form in Malkuth. Okay, and now we're just trying to ascend our way back up to Kether, the absolute. We descended. People think, your life started when you became a human. No, you were a spirit before you were a soul. Okay? And I think that's pretty much it that I want to cover today. I think next time I'll be going over kind of like energy, frequency, and vibrations, what this means, and how you can look at it through your everyday life, and how it can change the way you see the universe, how it can kind of start making sense more. Uh, and yeah, I think that's it. Thank y'all. Have a good night or day.